feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could take.
Hello, beauties. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day to everyone. I hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Okay, so I'm glad you guys are all here. I'm probably going to be doing a members only live after this because this is not going to be a very long live stream. It may be members only, it may not, I'm not sure. But there's a couple things that I want to address. But probably I'd say about 5 to 6 people who enjoy watching my true crime, which is so flattering to me, reached out to me and asked me if I would talk about this. And of course, you guys know that I would prefer to talk about cases that are more unknown, that people don't know about. When it comes to this case, especially such a beautiful, oh my goodness, little boy, it touches my heart. I've been trying my best to keep up with this case. So that's why I just wanted to give a little update to some people who may be lost or may not know the timeline. I'm sure some people know it thoroughly, but some people don't. So, including myself. So I took it upon myself to do as much research as I can. And I wrote down some things and I just want to kind of break it down for you guys and, have a discussion. And I will continue to talk about this case. It's very, very heartbreaking. When it comes to, I'm not saying that every single case that I cover has to be unknown, especially when it comes to a child, like not this week coming up, but the next week. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a case with Shanda Shearer, which is a case that has always touched my heart. Like my mother told me about this case a long time ago. I want to talk about that case, and it's very, very well known. But I want to talk about it because even though it's well known, I think there's a lesson to be learned in that case. So, I mean, it doesn't always have to be cases that are unknown. It's just cases that I would prefer to talk about. But this is just heart wrenching to me. Like, to know that I don't, all I can say is shout out to the people who do true crime every day. That's all I can say. Like, it takes a lot of, it takes a special person, especially if you're covering a case from, your heart and you're not doing it for, monetary gain and things like that. Shout out to people who bring awareness to cases on an everyday basis because it's definitely not easy, especially when I was doing research on it. So I definitely don't be afraid to suggest cases to me. Just because they may be well known doesn't mean I won't cover it. It's just depending upon what the case is. So I am going to say hi to everyone. I hope you guys are doing well. I love y'all. Hey, Felony Melanie. I hate peas. Good to see you. Carol, how are you? Hey, Aesop. Hey, stranger. Cinnamon, hot, hot, hot. Love that. Hey, koala lover. It's good to see you. Hey, Becca. Hey, Erie. Kicks. I like that too. You guys come up with the most creative names. Commander. Love you. Always good to see you. Daughter and mama for lifers, period, boo. I love that too. Hey, Care Bear. Hey, Victoria. Hey, Glamma D. Daff84. Wow, it's good to see all of you guys. Hey, Rianne. Okay. Fatima, thank you guys all for coming and just wanting to listen to me cover this case. That's awesome. That's an awesome feeling. So today we're going to be talking about a beautiful little boy named Quinton Symone. And I want to give you guys as much information as possible. He was reported missing in Savannah on the morning of October 5th. And you guys, October 5th is my oldest son's birthday. So he's a Libra. It's just, I just don't understand. I will never, ever understand how anyone can hurt a child. It's something that I think everyone is always going to question why. Like, why? Children are obviously the epitome of innocence. And to know that there are people out there that are so disgusting and just, ugh, like I can't. A week later, and is it Chatton County? I may be saying it wrong. Chatton County Police, they announced they believe the 20-month-year-old is dead, and his mother, 22-year-old Leilani Symone, is considered the prime suspect. No arrests have been made so far. I think that's what gets me the most. If she's a suspect, what are they waiting for? You know what I mean? Like, what's going on here? The FBI later released a photo of dozens of investigators combing the landfills because they believe that he has been disposed of in a landfill, which it is going to take them a huge amount of time to search every inch of that landfill. Like, you guys have to understand how huge like a landfill is. It is going to take them so long, you know, and that's if you hear silent moments, just bear with me here, okay? Okay. So I'm going to give you guys a timeline here from the beginning and up until now. And then I'm going to show you guys a couple of things, okay? So let's just start here. On September 7th, okay? This is when this all started, okay? On September 7th, police were called to Quinton's grandparents' home, where Quinton, his mother, her boyfriend, and 2 other children, and the grandparents all lived together, okay? So here's who all lived under the grandparents' roof. Quinton Symone, Leilani Symone, Daniel Youngkin, 2 other children, Thomas Howell, Billy Howell, okay? Billy Howell and Thomas Howell obviously are the grandparents. Daniel Youngkin is the boyfriend of Leilani Symone. So they all lived under one roof together. So that's 6 people. So on September 7th, there was a fight between Leilani Symone, which is the mom, and Billy Howell, okay? And then Leilani called the cops on her mother. Billy. And when the police arrived, Leilani said she was on probation and did not want any conflict. She didn't want the fight to escalate, so that's why she chose to call the police. The police do not know what Leilani, hopefully I'm saying her name right. I apologize if I'm pronouncing it wrong. You guys know I'm horrible with names. The police do not know what Leilani was on probation for. Leilani's brother, in an interview, told the police that Leilani has a history of stealing from her mother and buying drugs with that money. So she basically steals and whatever she can get her hands on. It could be jewelry, purses, anything. And she will obviously pawn it or whatever to get money for drugs. Okay. Is it right? Okay. Thank you, Commander. I'm just horrible with names. Okay. So on September 8th, okay, Billie Howe wanted her daughter. She wanted her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend out of the home. She'd filed for an eviction notice. She wanted to file for an eviction to get them out of the home. According to the eviction document, she didn't want any money. So sometimes when you evict someone from your home, you can ask for money. As far as, well, I don't remember exactly how it works, but usually you have to pay up money before you evict somebody, or you give them a chance to pay before you evict them. But I think she obviously wanted to evict them for other reasons. So she didn't want any money. She just wanted her 22-year-old daughter, Leilani, her boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, and the 3 kids to leave quickly. According to the grandmother, they damaged her property and no one is living in peace. So I think there was a lot of conflict in the home and she just wanted them gone. She just wanted them out. In my opinion, I know that I think if I could ask the grandmother one question, it would be like, why not just kick the parents out, but not the kids? However, obviously they are not her kids. She's only the grandparent, but it seems as though Leilani seems like she's a very toxic woman. If she's on drugs or whatever, I would just ask the grandmother, like, maybe why not just keep the kids? Maybe she doesn't need the kids. But that's just something I would ask, But okay, so then on September 16th, Leilani and Daniel find out about the eviction. But as recently as last Wednesday, Leilani and Daniel are still living with Billie. So as of last Wednesday, from September 16th to, no, they're going by September 16th. So as of last Wednesday, they're still living there. Okay, so I don't know what's going on with the eviction notice. Okay, so on October 5th, the morning Quinton was last seen. 5:29 a.m., babysitter Diana McCarta received a text message stating it was from Quinton's mom, saying Diana did not have to watch the kids today. The police stated that the boyfriend, Daniel Youngkin, said that was the last time Quinton was seen on Wednesday, okay? 9 a.m., another text message to Diane McCarta, the babysitter. The text message from the grandparents asking if Diana had seen Quinton. A 911 call was placed 42 minutes later. So the grandparents called Diana for the first time, and obviously Diana doesn't know where Quinton is, and then there was a call made to 911. At 9:42 a.m., excuse me, Leilani has told the police that Quinton's father had took him. So this is what Leilani told the police. She's basically saying that she knows where Quinton is, and Quinton is with his father. So basically the father had took him. And why would she even say that? It doesn't make any sense to me. That whole thing, this whole thing of the lies, and it just doesn't make any sense. The family says the story does not make any sense. What I just said, the whole family said that Leilani's story doesn't add up. You literally are sitting here saying that Quinton is with his father. Okay. Well, if he's with his father, then why was 911 called, and why didn't you initially say that to the babysitter? Does that make sense? So, Wednesday, 2:30 p.m., police states that the father wasn't involved. So the police figure out that the father does not have Quinton. By Wednesday night, the effort to find Quinton involved the FBI, 2 helicopters, a drone, police on horses, tracking dogs, and officers going from door to door. On Thursday, federal agents searched ditches, drain pipes, and the woods and are currently looking in landfills. Now, that is the update to the case right now. Okay. Everything I told you guys are the updates that the police officers have, what I've seen from my notes from watching the news and things like that. That is the update till now. So we're going to take it from now on. I'm going to show you guys a video. So 1 second here. This whole thing, like, why would she say that Quinton is with his father? You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me read some comments before I show the video. Okay. Lies because she knew. Exactly, Cinnamon. Hot. 100 from day one. Can you imagine that, Dad? Right. Like, here he is getting, like, the police coming to him saying, hey, where's Quinton? And he's like, no, what are you talking about? Like, I don't have him. Like, it's just, why even lie about something like that? She shoved that baby in a trash can. It's horrible. Like, horrible. There's drone footage of the search in the landfill. I just know that is going to take that's going to take some time, because obviously you guys know a landfill is huge, you guys. Like, I can't even imagine looking through a landfill, for, oh my goodness. It's hard to even think about. The grandma had no business leaving those kids with her when she had primary custody. Oh, so I think that's one thing I didn't know. So the grandma had primary custody. That's what I'm saying. I think one of the things that bothered me was that she's getting an eviction notice, but she wants them all gone. And I would think, as a grandma, knowing that, your daughter is not, obviously in a stable place right now. She's on drugs, allegedly. So therefore, wouldn't you just want to keep the kids and just have her go? Her and the boyfriend just go? The legal guardian had a responsibility to keep that baby safe away from the mother, who lost custody. Amen, Commander. I agree with you guys. Grandma lost 4 people that day, all her grandkids and her daughter. Right. When the videos come out of her in trailer park at dumpster, it must have traumatized the police to see that. Oh, I'm sure it did. Yep, the grandma was given custody a while back. That's what I'm saying. So why would you want to kick them out along, your daughter and her boyfriend along with the kids? Like, have the kids stay until she gets herself together. You know what I mean? I think there was definitely some things that were done wrong on the grandma's part. They must be using over dogs. No, I think so. You couldn't hold me back. This grandmother has now raised 2 murderers. Wow. It's horrible. Something The new baby girl was born addicted. Therefore, grandma was given custody, went to court to get custody of the boys. Leilani was recently ordered to pay Billy Joe child support too. That's who's the other one? Eviction was for the daughter and boyfriend. I read where she was not supposed to leave them alone with mom. Yes, you're green, girl. Okay, so I'm going to look this up. Hey, outside with Chloe Joe. Good to see you, girl. Hey, Juliet. If grandma had custody of the kids, she wouldn't have been able to kick them out with the kids. She would have had to have kept the kids. That's what I'm thinking. I'm just going by what the research that I did. It said that she wanted the mother, father, and all 3 kids gone. That could be a lie. I'm just going by what the police are saying. But if she has custody, I would think, the 3 kids would stay. You know what I mean? Her probation is in NC, but it should have been transferred to GA. I agree with that. Leilani and her mom were out at a bar taking shots and being loud. They are not remorseful at all for the loss of baby Quinton. That's horrible. It's so frustrating. She should be arrested already. That's what I'm saying. What is going on with, like, if I understand, and I say this all the time, there's only so much that the police can tell you guys, because it could compromise the integrity of the case, okay? And they're probably waiting to get as much evidence on her as possible before they arrest her, because if they arrest her and they don't have enough on her, you guys, they won't have enough on her to hold her. And if they try her and it's not enough evidence, she could be innocent. I'm not saying that she is, but if you don't have enough evidence to convict, then that means that she could definitely be proven innocent. Therefore, you can't try her again. So I understand why the police want to wait until they get as much evidence on her as possible. But I'm like thinking to myself, if they have a recording of her dumping something in the trash or whatever that looks like it could have been a baby, this is so heartbreaking. Isn't that enough? You know what I mean? She'll get away like Casey Anthony. I hope not. Oh my gosh, I cannot stand to even think about Casey Anthony, because literally it was so obvious that she did it. It was so obvious that she did. We all know that she did. I'm going to cover that case one day too, because I know with Casey Anthony, people like to throw around the word narcissist, you guys, a lot. Like a lot. Some people just are assholes, okay? Not necessarily a narcissist. Casey Anthony is the epitome of a narcissist. The epitome. Oh, hold on. I got to plug in my charger real quick. Okay, sorry about that. The epitome of a narcissist. Okay, let me bring this up real quick. Had to warm up my coffee too. Gonna be up for a while. Okay. I'm going to play a couple videos for you guys. So I thought I wanted to play this video, which I'm sure a lot of you have seen this video hundreds of times, but I do think that this video, that they were able to get this obviously caught on camera. The babysitter, I don't know too much about her, but I want to show and see what you guys think of this video here. So let me share my screen here.
Don't put nothing in your yard. Go ahead. This is my baby, not yours. That's your right, but I touched my baby. I touched you, and I told you I was my baby. Oh, so now it's my fault. You need to go get it. No, it's fine. I text you. I asked you over and over. I got the text. Over and over I asked you. So you want to blame me? I don't care about the text. You think I'm going to hit you at me? Hey, you think I would do that? Yeah. Really? Because you are... I'm what?
No one likes
I'm
you.
what? I'm what? No, I don't like anybody. I should not have been out of town. You did. You shouldn't have. No,
First of all, what is she so mad about? Why is she so mad? Of course, she keeps saying this is my baby, not yours. All of this kind of stuff. In my opinion, I feel like she owes the babysitter an apology. But why is she so mad? And this is she only says that was her baby, but she left him with an unfit mother. Exactly. Why are you so mad? This is the grandmother, right? Isn't this the grandma? Is that the grandma? Yeah. All because the babysitter organized a prayer ceremony. Right. But why is she so mad? Like, do you guys think... We'll talk about that towards the end. We'll talk about the theories towards the end, okay?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I didn't pay for your family, your entire family. Your entire family. Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Keep recording.
Don't take my phone.
Good, you were wrong. You were wrong. I begged you to help. I begged you to help. Put that on social media. I begged you to help. Oh yeah, and I begged you to help. I said, hey Michelle, please get the kids. You're a liar. Take them. I'll give you 300 a week. I'm a liar. I'm about to put it all over. Good. Good, because you're awful to say you're going to put a memorial. My baby's not dead. You are a liar. My baby's not dead. My baby's not dead. You're a liar. You're a liar. No, you are. You are. My baby's not dead. I thought you was a woman of God. I thought you were a woman of God. You got Quinton.
How are you going to sit here and say, I thought you were a woman of God, when she was organizing a prayer vigil for... Like, that doesn't make any sense. Of course, obviously, you're sitting here saying your baby is not dead, okay? And if he's not, then where is he? Where is he? Something's not right here. Not only am I suspicious of the mother, obviously, I'm also wondering if she knows. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we'll discuss the theories towards the end, but let's continue with this. Hey, Nanya, good to see you, girl. Hey, Trina, Rachel, The Real Rant Room, Laced, Murder Candy Podcast, good to see you. Kyra, thank you guys. Nikki, Projection 101, amen, girl. Yeah, if he is no longer here with us, if he's not dead, then where is he? Like, Billy Joe is an aggressive, angry pig, obviously. Right, Cinnamon?
Did you have Quinton? I don't have Quinton. Maybe you do. Maybe you do. You got it. Okay. You got it. Well, I'm about
Talk about projection. So now she has your baby? She has your baby now. Are you serious? Like, something's suspicious. Like to me, when it comes to things like this, and I think the Casey Anthony case changed it all for us. Look at everyone sideways that's involved. Sorry, that's just how I feel. Look at everyone sideways. Everyone is a suspect. You know, because if you know, you're complicit as well. If you watched it happen, or you knew that she was abusive in some way, shape, or form, I'm not saying she was, but everyone is suspicious to me.
You're the only one that can go in my house and take him. Your kids go in my house and take him all the time. Oh yeah, go ahead.
We did not go in her house.
Oh, it's gonna be. Oh yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, maybe we need to look at the green cards. Yeah, we did. We did. She's gonna put a memorial up in her yard. Quinton's not dead. I didn't put a memorial. He's not dead. No one said he was.
My bad. I'm on mute, you guys. Sorry. Hold on. Let me go up here. I'm going to read some comments. That whole family, from what I have seen, has anger issues. It seems like it. I wasn't in the chat when it happened, but I haven't been able to renew. So I'm so grateful. I'm happy that you're happy, Joanne. You're such a sweetheart. I'm confused what happened. Okay, so that is the grandmother and the babysitter. Okay. She's basically confronting the babysitter because the babysitter arranged a prayer vigil where people obviously come together and pray that Connor, oh my God, why did I say Connor? Pray that Quinton is found and that he is found hopefully alive, things like that. It's not a memorial though. And she was basically at the babysitter's home confronting her. Her baby that she evicted is awful. Yep. Why does she assume exactly that I pin that? Oh, most definitely everyone is a suspect at this point. In my opinion, yes. That's super sweet. How do you volunteer for a gifted membership? I love to be a part of the Glam Fam. Aw. I didn't even know that happened because I can't see it on StreamYard and I don't have my iPad. But thank you to whoever gifted memberships. Thank you. Who did that? Was that you, Rian? You little cutie. I love you, girl. Thank you so much for gifting memberships. Thank you. That means a lot to me. You're so sweet. I'm sure the text messages were released to the PD, which clears the babysitter, in my opinion. Absolutely. So disturbing and sad. I feel awful for the babysitter. Yeah, she owes the babysitter an apology. Okay, a public apology. Sounded like grandma asked babysitter to keep the kids 24/7 while she was away, but could not do it. So asshole grandma left them with a druggie. Right. Thank you. Yeah, I was muted for a second. I wish the sitter would have kept him with her, but that's how it works, sadly. I read that one. Thank you, Rianne. I love you. Becoming a member has been the best part of my day. Y'all are so amazing here. Thank you, daughter and mama for lifers, period. Boo. Thank you so much. I love your name. It's long, but I love it. Hold on. I'm scrolling. Because I want to hear what you guys have to say. I truly feel like something's not right here, you guys. And I don't know if you guys are thinking the same thing that I am. But in my opinion, I just truly feel that maybe, and I'm not saying that it's true. I'm saying that this is just what I feel. Hey, Kisme, it's good to see you. I'm not saying that it's true. I'm just saying from just being suspicious, and you should be suspicious of everyone. I truly feel that the grandmother, like, why would you sit there and say your baby is not dead when that's not what she was doing? The babysitter was just arranging for people to come together and pray on behalf of her baby. And you're flipping out on the babysitter, and it's not a memorial. Do you not see that? And then you're saying she's not a woman of God. Well, I would think that a woman of God would arrange something like that and have everyone pray together, for the best outcome when it comes to this precious baby. Like, something's weird here. Hold on, I'm going to bring up something else. How old is Quinton? He's 20 months old, if I'm not mistaken. Just a 20-month-old little baby. Oh, that's so heartbreaking. Lord Jesus. Okay. 1 second here. Let me pull this up. Okay, so I thought that this clip was necessary for us to watch together. Like I said, some of you may have seen it, some of you may not have, but I would like to know, I wish that there were more things that we could get from the police. You know, obviously, like I said, I know that there's things that they can't say, but I wish that there was more that we could know, because I just don't understand why she's not arrested yet. So I'm going to share this because the title of it is Why Haven't the Police Arrested Quinton Symone's Mother? Legal expert discusses missing toddler case. So I found it very interesting and I wanted to just watch this with you guys. So let me share really quick.
Is named the prime suspect in this case. So why haven't police made an arrest? Our Brooke Butler spoke to a legal analyst. She joins us live now from our newsroom. And Brooke, he gave you some insight as to why.
Yeah, Riley. He said there's a good chance police are being very strategic in the way they're going about handling this case.
The fact that she's not been arrested, at least not yet, tells me that they are working very carefully to cross their T's and dot all of their I's.
Police have yet to arrest Leilani Simon in the disappearance of her 20-month-old son, despite naming her the prime suspect. Legal analyst Philip Holloway says the reason she's free may have to do with the fact police haven't found her son's body yet.
They need to find the remains if they can, because even though it's not required to have a body to prosecute a murder under Georgia law, it is always better if they can identify a cause and manner of death.
He says police may also just be making sure their case is rock solid before moving forward with an arrest.
If they make mistakes now, that could actually jeopardize the long-term success of a prosecution where they have to prove somebody's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt.
And we should note, Chief Adley told reporters Thursday they don't believe Simon is a flight risk. Holloway says that means she may not have the means to travel, or it could mean investigators have taken steps to ensure she won't go anywhere.
It's possible that they have maybe taken passports and things that would prevent someone's ability to leave. So they've got their reasons for deciding that she's not a flight risk.
At the end of the day, Holloway says, from a legal standpoint, what police are doing now could help prosecutors should this ever go to trial.
They know that a prosecutor is going to have to get into court at some point in the future and prove this case to a jury's satisfaction beyond a reasonable doubt.
And Brooke, how unusual is it that police would name Leilani Simon the prime suspect but not arrest her?
Riley, Holloway says it's definitely not common. He says the tendency nowadays is to instead call someone a person of interest. To say Simon is the prime suspect, it tells him that police must have strong suspicion against her, Riley.
All right, Brooke, a big story tonight. Thank you so much for that update.
What am I now?
Okay, so that was one of the exact things that I said. I know that people are wanting for her to be arrested, and people are starting to get impatient with it. But if they arrest her too soon, what's going to happen is if they don't have enough evidence, like he said, they have to cross their T's and dot their I's, and obviously they want to make sure that they find a body. But if they arrest her too soon and they try her, she could get away with it and they won't be able to try her again. So it's better to wait until they have enough evidence, preferably, obviously, and it's so hurtful to even say this, but preferably they're going to want to find the body. And once they do that, then that's when they can arrest her. You know, I'm not sure why they wouldn't think that she would be a flight risk, because at the end of the day, when it's something like this, in my opinion, everyone should be considered a flight risk. You don't know who she could get money from. You don't know who has money stashed away somewhere that wouldn't give that to her so she can leave town. I wouldn't put it past nobody. So in my opinion, that's a mistake on the police department. In my opinion, yeah, they may think she doesn't have any money, but you don't know who has money around her. It's just ridiculous. Yes, if they do not have solid evidence, the charges may not stick. Exactly, Heather. Tia, do you know that Leilani and her brother were removed from Billy Joe's custody? Sorry, I have a piece of candy in my mouth. They were removed from Billy Joe's custody when they were kids. I did not know that. I wonder why. Oh, Lord, I can't see the pics of him and not cry. I know. It's so hard. And I was going to put a pic here up here, but I'm not going to do that. It's too heartbreaking. I lost my baby boy stillborn. Oh, what I would do to be snuggled up in this precious baby. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kix. I'm so sorry to hear that. You have so many, mothers out there who want to have kids and try very hard to have kids. And then there are mothers out there who do not appreciate their kids and who are doing horrible things to their kids. And it's not fair. It's just not fair. Look at his little big smile. This is super sad. Karma is going to come for whoever did this to him, and I hope it gets them 1 million times harder. Amen. How can't arrest her without a child's body? They can, but they would still have to make sure they had enough evidence that would stick. Because if they don't have enough evidence to convict her beyond a reasonable doubt, she'll get away with it. I get they want solid proof. I just hope the second they find Quinton, she gets arrested. I agree, Ari. At this point, even if he is deceased, we don't know if he was murdered or it was an accident. It could be anything from neglect to first degree. They can't just cuff her for whatever. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They have to have enough evidence. But see, here's the thing. Even if it was an accident, though, like in my opinion, and there are definitely similar details about this case that is similar to, the Casey Anthony. I've always believed, and this is my theory with even Casey Anthony, I don't think that she purposely killed her daughter. I think she's such a narcissist and she only cared about herself. All she cared about was partying. And I think either she gave her daughter something to go to sleep, and it ultimately ended up killing her daughter. Or I think she left her daughter in the car. I think she did something to her daughter accidentally, not thinking that it was going to ultimately kill her daughter. And then instead of owning up to it, she hid her daughter. And it's the same thing. Even if this was an accident, you're still not fessing up to it as it being an accident. And if you're trying to cover up that accident, in my opinion, that is the same as attempted murder. That's just my opinion. Everybody's entitled to feel and think the way that they want to think, just like I am. And I keep it real. We keep it real over here. Okay? And that's just my opinion. I truly believe that if you accidentally do something to your child, okay, and accidents do happen. There's different accidents, obviously. I think Casey Anthony, her accident was just simply from neglect. Okay, from neglect of not wanting to be bothered with her child. And instead of calling up her parents, swallowing her pride and calling up her parents, and she wanted to prove a point to her parents, she literally took the easy way out. And I feel like she either did something, gave her something so she could sleep, maybe left her in the car while she was out partying, got drunk and forgot she was in the car. I have a lot of theories, but either way, you didn't confess to it. You still tried to hide it. Therefore, it's, to me, you're guilty. Why would you hide something like that? You fess up to it and say, hey, this was an accident, and you suffer the consequences for your accidents. You know what I'm saying? So, but in this case, even if it was an accident, then why not say it was an accident? You know what I mean? Putting baby in trash, so evil. Exactly. That's disgusting. In the trunk, yep. Police need to question her 24 hours or longer straight. She would break. She probably would. I agree with that. Hold on, I'm looking at comments here. I'm just scrolling up here. I try to scroll up as far as I can. I would assume from drug addiction, but that is an assumption. Right. Yes, Heather, it is truly heartbreaking. That could be why they don't see her as a flight risk. Damn it. Hit too soon. In California, they arrested 2 with never finding the poor baby. So sad. I can't look at his adorable face. It is. It's very heartbreaking. Hey, Char girl. There must be some kind of privileged situation with some hotshot lawyer saying she won't leave. Something. Because to me, I'm just saying that I don't care. Anybody who's in this type of situation is a flight risk to me, but that's just my opinion. I have 4 babies and I just can't. How can you look at a life you created and then throw them in the trash? It's so, I don't understand it. I will never understand. And that's the one thing that bothers me so much about, I guess, America as a whole in general. I feel like in America, not every case, but most cases, they're the only place that really forgets about victims to me, if that makes any sense. Like, it's always like everyone's always, even till this day, everyone's always focusing on Casey Anthony, talking about her and doing all kinds of, trying to figure out why she did what she did. But at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes people always lose sight of the victims in America, like all the time. Also, they want to play her game because if they move too fast, she may shut down and never tell them where she put that body. That's true too. Teaya, Symone, because of double jeopardy, they need to be careful because if they change her and it doesn't stick before they find the body, then they find the body, they won't be able to. Exactly. Right there, question her 24 hours straight. I believe that's what made the piece of shit in California confess. Passing by the landfill, I always tear up. Knowing that baby is there, so many people will love these kids. Exactly. Yep, the victims get lost in the crimes. It's all about the perpetrator. It is. It's the only place, just like recently, when was it? On Valentine's Day, years ago, when that shooter shot up the school, and he is now like I feel like the jury kind of had mercy on him. He killed so many people, and I don't understand why. I don't know. People have different opinions about the death penalty. That's a whole new other story for a different day. But I just do feel like sometimes in cases, people really do forget about the victims. Okay, I'm going to pull up one more thing here.
Week of a search continues. Chatham County Police and FBI continuing to work for answers. And this is to the question so many are asking. What happened to little Quinton Symone? The 20-month-old boy last seen on October 5th at his Southwest Chatham County home. Well, we told you last week, investigators have evidence that they say leads them to Quinton's, to believe that Quinton is dead. So we want to check in right now with our lead investigative reporter, Brett Buffington. He is live right now at the Chatham County Police Headquarters with a perspective for us tonight on this case from one of the country's most sought after legal analysts. Brett?
And Tina, this is day 12 of the search for Quinton. This little boy's name, this little boy's disappearance is a conversation that's happening across this country. This is the last update we got about the search for Quinton. It's from Friday afternoon. The large group of police investigators and federal agents worked over the weekend, but not out searching for the toddler's body. That search has so many people talking and so many asking questions.
How could this baby get out of a pack and play, get out the door, through the neighborhood, and so far away he can't be found?
Quinton Symone, today's topic of Nancy Grace's podcast. The host and popular legal analyst told us after the story Quinton's mom, Leilani Symone, told police is downright disturbing.
The biological mom cast blame on the bio dad, who was not part of this child's life, who lived a fair distance away and apparently has an alibi. Now, that's according to reports. Maybe we've all got it wrong. But I tell you one thing, if my child disappeared on my watch, I would be going door to door myself. I wouldn't have to call the cops.
We know police have collected evidence in the case, but Chief Jeff Hatley says what that isn't something he's ready to talk about. The evidence Nancy Grace says police should get.
Everybody that was in and out of that house during the time surrounding this baby's disappearance, I would have them down at Police HQ, get them to agree to a polygraph, and start pinging their phones to find out every single place they've been.
We do know from police that they have taken at least one phone in this case, and we know from police in other cases that when you ping a phone, you can tell exactly where that person and that phone have been and who they've talked to. Police haven't told us what they found on the phone they've already got in evidence for this case. We're live at Chatham County Police Headquarters tonight. I'm Brett Buffington, WSAV News 3, on your side.
Over the past 6 months, we have been investigating as well as exposing the truth behind all of these food processing plants that have been catching on fire and burning
such a beautiful little boy. I mean, Lord Jesus. Okay, so let's talk about theories here. I don't really know too much about the mother. I'm still doing research on the mother, trying to figure out as much as I can. But the fact that she would even say that her baby is with his father and his father's not even in his life is another huge red flag among so many. Like, he doesn't see his child. He's not in Quinton's life. So therefore, why would you even throw that off on him? You know, that's one of the number one things that I feel like makes her a suspect. And I do know that she was on drugs. She did not have custody of any of her children. So I feel like, allegedly, in my opinion, I do feel that she definitely did this. However, I'm also very suspicious of the grandmother. And the reason why I'm suspicious, and I could be wrong, this is just all me just thinking out loud, discussing theories with you. I do feel like the grandmother knows something. I do. I think she knows something. I think she knows more than what she's saying. And it's very similar to the Casey Anthony case. Just like, I do feel like the grandparents, Casey Anthony's parents, like, I think they knew that she did this, and I think they helped her cover this up. So I don't understand why anyone would do anything like this. I don't understand what would be her motive to do this. Was it an accident? I don't know. You guys can let me know what you think. Do you think it was an accident and she's just trying to cover it up because she's too afraid to say that, it was an accident? What do you guys think? That's what I think. It could have been an accident. However, I don't know her well enough to say that it's an accident. You know what I mean? I just think to myself, a mother with mental illness issues, drug issues, and a 22-year-old with 3 kids under the age of 4. Receipt. I agree. I agree, Nanya. Yep, I agree with that. Like, that is a lot of kids to have at such a very young age. And it can definitely be tough on you, especially when you're suffering from any type of mental illness and being on drugs and everything. Obviously, that it makes her look even more suspicious, right? I think she got angry and hurt that baby. If it was an accident, why would you hide it? Doesn't make any sense. I agree. However, I can see it from the aspect of, sometimes when you are only thinking of yourself and only thinking of what could happen to you, if you are a blatant narcissist, I could see someone as a narcissist who only thinks of themselves trying to cover it up if it was an accident, because you're afraid you're going to get blamed. You're afraid that they're going to think that it's not an accident. And you just don't realize that you're making the entire situation worse. But you don't care because you don't want to confess to anything at all. You don't want to confess that it's an accident because you're too worried about yourself instead of your own damn baby. Okay? But how can you not remember how he died? Exactly. I don't know, maybe an accident under her being neglectful. That's what I'm saying. It definitely could have been an accident, but to me, it's no longer an accident when you're trying to cover it up. That's you only thinking of yourself and worried about yourself and what's going to happen to you instead of worrying about your child. Okay? And regardless, grandma should be charged with neglect or endangerment for leaving him. I agree. Like, you know that that's why you have custody. You know that your daughter has mental illness. You know that your daughter is a drug addict. Why would you leave her with them?
I went back up there.
Why?
I'm gonna go grab you some Pepsi.
Okay. Like, why? Cocaine is what was found in baby when born. Aw. I think her story will be that it was an accident, but we will never really know. Exactly, Wicked Tea. We're never going to know. You know, we're never going to know the real truth. You know, she's on drugs. It's not like she's thinking straight. That's true. I just keep thinking of the babysitter getting the text at 5 a.m. That's us. Yeah, at 5 a.m. in the morning. In the morning, like, why so early? I do think some people panic and get in so much further underwater. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't necessarily, like I said, as I'm trying to do research on her, I don't really, know enough to actually be able to say that she would do this on purpose. But obviously, if she's suffering from mental illness and she's a drug addict, yeah, definitely, I'm sure she's capable of doing it on purpose. But then in the same sense, I could definitely see it being an accident and her covering it up. Panic drug addict. Mine doesn't think straight. Absolutely. But how can you not remember? Oh, I read that. I have 2 grandkids, ages 11 and 5, that live with us. I would die inside if anything happened to them. Amen. Amen. And God bless you for having custody and taking care of them. That's amazing. She may have been on something on accident happened and she panicked. That's what I'm saying. There's definitely always that possibility that she panicked. But like I said, once you start covering it up, it makes it to where you're showing who you care about, and it damn sure ain't your baby. All these factors that are not in her favor, why was she allowed anywhere near this baby? It's pure negligence on the grandmother. She needs to be held accountable. I agree. And then to just go into the babysitter might have been the one who might be the only one who actually cared about the best interests of these children, and especially Quinton. I believe she knows, in my opinion. She also should be held accountable. So most of you guys think the same thing. I think she should be held accountable and that she knows something. I think she knows something. I really, really do. How could you sit there and automatically assume that, the babysitter is like doing something malicious, bursting in her house, yelling and saying, "These are my kids," because she held a prayer vigil for him, not a memorial, mind you. Nobody ever said that he was dead. And you're sitting there accusing the babysitter. To me, that's sus within itself. The only pic shown has been them at a restaurant. The out partying part is speculation. In my opinion, no pics of shots taken, dancing on tables, just saying. It is. It's very, very heartbreaking. They mentioned the back door being open in the middle of the night. I just don't remember who they was. I don't remember them saying that. I mean, they probably did say that. The doors should have alarms on them. I agree. There hasn't been any proof of them out partying. Okay, that was in reference to the other comment I read. Okay, let me go all the way down here. Honestly, in the babysitter's live, she said she had told grandma of suspect things that happened at the babysitter called CPS. That was all grandma's guilt in that fight video. That's what it seems like. It seems like it was more of her feeling guilty about something. Like I said, she's suspect. And so obviously the boyfriend is too. I think they know. I really truly feel that. And that's just my theory. I think they know. And I think they're trying to help her cover it up. He was only 20 months. How did he climb out without falling? It makes no sense. Exactly. That makes absolutely no sense to me. Yep, addiction is an illness. None of your business. That is where grandma's neglect comes in. Honestly, okay, I read that. Did mom have visitation? I'm guardian of 2 kids and battle with one parent over visitation, but I'll see what happens. Friday, if she shows up with cops since mom failed the drug test today in court. Wow. When the babysitter went to the house, that's when the police were called. You don't make an accident look like murder. If you find your child dead, you're going to freak out and call the cops. Not that. Exactly. That's how I look at it. I look at it like if something was an accident, even if it was your fault, whatever the situation is, you're not going to do something like that to your child. Therefore, it shows who you care about. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do that. I understand accidents happen every single day. But there's obviously a reason why she did not have custody of her children. Therefore, I don't feel like he should have been in her care for her to have an accident with him. The fact that even all of them were living under one roof is also concerning to me. You're living under one roof with a mother who's technically not even supposed to, I don't feel she was supposed to even be near her child, like maybe for visitation, but not. To me, it's a big old mess too. But was she supposed to be living there? You know what I'm saying? Like, why were they living under one roof in the first place? Hey, Delene. Welcome. WJCL News. Teaya, go to the last clip on baby and hello. WJCL News. I will look that up. The grandma got charged with child neglect. I just seen the court documents. The other 2 children is in foster care. What? Okay, I didn't know that. Those kids never had a chance in that family, with or CPS system the way it is. Exactly. Everyone, including the system, failed, Quinton. Yep. Tia, I sent you the court docs from the 17th as well. Okay, let me look at those. Thank you. So in the court's eyes, grandma did no wrong. Possibly it all depends on case. So hard to say. Huge cluster. That's what I'm saying. I feel like this whole situation is a hot ass mess, a dangerous mess. Those kids, like Quinton, they didn't have a chance because, in my opinion, if the grandmother had custody of the children, why is the mother and her boyfriend living there? You know what I'm saying? Then you have them two in a bar taking shots together while FBI searches a landfill for his body. What the hell? Shows how much they're grieving. That's what I'm saying. I would be that one, just like Nancy Grace said. I'd be knocking on every fucking door. I'd be at the landfill with them. I would not be at a bar. I would not be anywhere. My main focus would be trying to find my child. So it's obvious that she knows, she knows what she did. She knows where her child is. And some people just, they're unfit, and they should not be parents in the first place. I'm one of those people too. It's complex, but I'm one of those people that think you got to have a license for everything. You have to have a license to drive. For goodness sakes, you have to have a license to catch a damn fish, okay? Some people should have to have a damn license to have a kid. Period. Poor little sweet baby boy. It's heartbreaking. This never looks the best. Okay, so let me look this up real quick. CPS. CPS shit on any country. They're understaffed and under pressure. So much gets left untouched or ignored. That's true. That's very, very true about CPS. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people, they will get frustrated with CPS and they will be like, CPS is not doing their job. Please take into consideration that CPS is understaffed. They are underpaid. They have so many cases, and it's because the state is too cheap, okay, or supposedly don't have enough funds to hire more. And then there obviously needs to be more people going to school to be a caseworker working for CPS. It's a huge problem when it comes to CPS. And I agree with you, stranger. It's like that everywhere. A freaking landfill. That's what she thought of. The sad thing is my mom's boyfriend was in on it too. He later was caught for 2 weeks later. I was his first victim. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. That is just so much sadness in the world. That's how it should be. I legit took a parenting class when I was pregnant. Yeah, there's definitely nothing wrong with that. I just feel like you got to have a license for everything. Like, some people are not meant to be parents. They're just not. Let me go up here. It is so sad that there are not enough foster homes for these kids to go to, and the state just ends up putting them in kinship care for lack of anywhere else to go. This happens. Yep. I agree with what you guys all are saying. All brushing won't be there by the time they find him. Yeah. The government failed these kids, especially this little boy. Sure did. Yes, all of them living under one roof. Just everything about this whole entire thing is just, it's toxic. It's horrible. It's something that definitely I feel like could have been prevented. In my opinion, because she didn't have custody, she should not have been anywhere near him. Nowhere near him. Someone called CPS on me, said leaving a child alone at night. He was 18 plus I did not leave him. They went to his school and the principal sat in questioning and told them to get out. Yeah, it's and that's the thing too. I understand that they have to, anytime somebody calls CPS, they have to follow up on it. But it almost seems as though some people, they call CPS and it's a game to them. You know, they do it out of spite. They do it, you know, because they want to get back at somebody. There's a lot of reasons why people call CPS, but messing with those resources, it always turns out bad because you're taking away that caseworker that's coming to a house that they don't even necessarily even have to be at. They could be somewhere else, but they have to follow up on everything. I get that. But in the same sense, the people who call CPS and make false reports to the CPS, there needs to be some kind of consequences for that. And there isn't any consequences. I do know that sometimes there can be, depending upon how much that person calls or whatever. But in my opinion, when you call CPS and you're only calling CPS because you're trying to get back, and it happens here on YouTube all the time. People trying to get back at this person, that person, you know, trying to make people's lives a living hell because, you know, you got your little fucking feelings hurt on the internet, whatever. People do these things out of spite. And I know because it's happened to me before. And all I think of is the time that this CPS worker is spending here, this CPS worker could have been somewhere else saving a child's life. You know, that should never, especially when you do your investigation and you figure it out, just like when it happened to me, he figured out that this was done out of spite. That person who called should have been charged for that. So there should have been some kind of consequences for that. You don't just call because if you start to prosecute people who just do these things out of spite, then maybe people will stop doing it and they can focus on the cases that really need the most focus at, you know? Teaya, you look beautiful like always. I love your hair and makeup on point. Slay Queen, you have to tell me when you get your hair, please. Absolutely. Thank you, sweetheart. Those people need prosecuted. I agree. They should be heavily fined for false reporting. Yes, and I know people that it's been done over and over and over again. And it's all done out of spite. They know that there's no problems. They're just doing it purposely to spite this person. And those people, once they have to get a fine, so forth and so forth, and there needs to be some kind of repercussions because people do this just to get revenge. And then it's taking away from the fact that these caseworkers could be in other homes and really focusing on cases that need their complete focus. And especially to call and take advantage of the fact that you're trying to get back at someone, knowing damn well that every CPS across the United States and even outside of the United States are struggling Okay, they're struggling, they're underpaid, they're overworked, there is not enough resources. It's crazy. So to use that in spite to try to hurt someone, there needs to be something done about it. Because if there's something done about it, then maybe they'll stop doing it. Make an example out of somebody. I worked in divorce law for years, and parents use it as a tool against the other parent all the time. It is so frustrating, such a waste of resources, all done out of spite. Exactly. And I've watched it. It's been done to me. I've watched it happen to so many people, knowing damn well. And then you have the caseworkers that know it too. They know it too. From the moment they have to interview that child, they're like, oh my God, I'm here for, this is absolutely ridiculous. But they have to follow through with every call that's made. And even when they know, okay, now you know, and you know who it was who called, because, well, the one who came to my house, he knew, do something about it, because this is wrong. They shouldn't be allowed to do this kind of stuff. And it takes away from the cases like, for example, this case that we are discussing right now in Quinton. He was definitely failed by the system. He wasn't in his mother's custody, but yet his mother is living under the same roof with him. It's obvious that he wasn't under her custody for a reason. She's dangerous, probably, So, okay, hold on. I was sent something. I'm going to look that up real quick. Thank you for sending that to me, Nanya. All right. Did you send it to me through email or? Oh, okay. Okay, let me pull this up, okay? 1 second. I'm going to pull this up.
You're so good at that, baby.
Thank you. That was sweet. You're such a sweetheart. Yeah, he could be sweet sometimes, my fiance. Not all the time, but sometimes.
I'm always sweet.
Okay. Let me share this. Thank you again, Nanya Business. That was so sweet of you to send this to me. It may be kind of hard to read. Hold on, let me take this off here. But I'll read it the best I can. You guys know I need my contacts. I gotta go to the damn eye doctor. Okay, let me zoom this in. Wait, I can zoom this in. There we go. Okay, so this is this the removal? Oh. Okay. This is the removal that they requested. My sister did it to me. It was horrible. It was a horrible experience. She was so upset about things surrounding my mom's death and took it out on me. Thank you. That's the removal. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. I'm such a cornball. Okay, let me read this to you guys. Okay, so it says amended order transferring temporary legal custody following authorization for removal. Complaints and an affidavit have been filed in the court indicating that pursuant to OCGA, law enforcement removed the above referenced children from their home on October 12, 2022 at approximately 6:30 p.m. and an officer of the court authorized the removal of the children from the home and the placement of the children in foster care because the children were in imminent danger of abuse or neglect if they remained in the home. Removal of the children from the custodian was and remains necessary to safeguard the children's welfare. Continuation of the children in the home and or returning the children to the home would be contrary to the welfare of the children, and removal of the children is in its best interest of the children because a voluntary kinship care agreement with relatives became insufficient to ensure the safety and welfare of the children during a child death investigation. The children's siblings, Quinton, Symone, date of birth 01/06/2021, was reported missing on October 5th, 2022, based upon information obtained in the course of its missing child investigation. On October 12th, 2022, what the hell does that say? I can't say it. I can't even see that. Oh, yeah. Law enforcement notified DFCS and the family it was proceeding with a child death investigation. The children and the siblings were living in a home with the mother, the youngkin father, and the maternal grandmother prior to the sibling disappearance. The mother is a primary subject of the death investigation, and other household members, as well as relatives, continue to be investigated for the protective capacity. The mother is a chronic, unrehabilitated substance abuser of cocaine and cannabis. She screened positive for and admitted the use of I'm not going to keep repeating that. Okay, hopefully you guys can see this. Now, where the hell did I leave off at? Darn it, I missed my spot. Okay, screen positive for the admitted use of C and THC at the birth of the child. I'm not going to say the child's name. She was continued to screen positive for C. The mother has been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and anxiety disorder. That's wow. Okay. For which she has not been receiving ongoing mental health treatment, which is important when you have that. The maternal grandmother has permanent guardianship order as the child, I'm not going to say the child's name, pursuant to documents from the juvenile court of Burke County. The maternal grandmother failed to provide adequate supervision for the child by leaving the child in the home in the care of the mother, a person the maternal grandmother knew or should have known was unfit to provide proper care while the maternal grandmother traveled out of state. This pisses me off. The Georgia Department of the Human Services through the Quinton, I know I'm saying that wrong, Quinton County Department of Family and Children's Services made reasonable efforts to prevent the removal of the children from the home and to make it possible for the children to return. You guys with me so far? Okay, let's continue. Wait, hold on. I have to stop this really quick and then I have to pull something else up here. Okay, so there's another one that continues and I will read this one. I just have to open it on a different thing because I need to make this bigger. Okay. Okay. Home, including consulting with law enforcement, utilizing a voluntary kinship care agreement during the missing child investigation, attempting to verify the maternal grandmother's claim to permanent guardianship of the child and the sibling, Quinton, confirming with the Cherokee Nation the children do not qualify as Indian children pursuant to the Indian Child Welfare Act, reviewing Child Protective Services history from other countries, as well as an ongoing family preservation services case previously providing the mother with substance abuse rehabilitation treatment following in ulterior drug exposure of the child, providing an updated substance abuse assessment and rehabilitation treatment following in I can never pronounce that, drug exposure of the child, and requesting drug screening of the mother. It is therefore ordered pursuant to OCGA 15-11-135A that to protect the children, temporary legal custody of the above referenced children be transferred to the Georgia Department of Human Services through the Chatham County Police, the Chatham County Department of Family and Children's Services, pending further order of the court. It is further ordered the custodian is authorized to obtain physical examination, ordinary medical care, and such additional medical treatment and care which, in the opinion of a licensed physician, requires prompt treatment of the care of the children. The preliminary protective hearing shall be held on October 17th, 2022 at 11 a.m. The parties are hereby directed to appear at said hearing. It is so ordered this 14th day of October 2022, Judge, Chatham County Juvenile Court. So basically what that means is, you guys obviously know, the kids are no longer in the grandmother's custody. Thank you so much, None Your Business, for sending that to me. I appreciate you, beautiful. No longer in her custody, which that definitely makes sense. You wanted to go out of town. Okay. Why didn't you let the kids or let the babysitter watch the kids? Why would you leave these children who this mother does not need to be around? She should not have been living in your home. She shouldn't have been living there. You literally had to file an eviction notice to get them out, and they're still there. Okay? They're still in your home. She definitely handled this in a horrible way, and I feel so horrible for now all of these children are in the custody of the state because you wanted to go out of town, and instead of trying to find someone that literally is sane enough to watch these children, like the babysitter or someone else, you left them in the care of someone who is incapable of properly caring for her own children, which is why you had custody. So when it comes to kids, this is a very sensitive subject. Trigger warning. This is sensitive. Like, when it comes to kids, you can't play around. It's not a game. It's not a joke. Why would you even risk leaving the children there with her? A daughter that you know has mental illnesses, diagnosed bipolar. And let me tell you something about, I can't even go into that. We'll have to talk about that one day. One of my best friends growing up was bipolar, and it was like an up and down roller coaster with her. Like, I don't even know the days that she would not take her medication. She refused to take her medication. Then she would self-medicate. Like, it's just, and what I can tell you is, anyone who has bipolar, when you refuse to get the proper treatment, okay, and you're off your medication, it's like an up and down roller coaster. But let me tell you something. Okay, what you guys know what I'm talking about, that drug is the worst okay, to use, especially when you have that type of mental illness. Okay. Yeah, trigger warning. That's what I was going to put up. Absolutely, absolutely unacceptable. Unacceptable. Okay, let me read some of your comments here. There is an updated one on the 17th when they went to court. Okay. Who has to evict a kid? Like, let my kids ever harm my grandchildren and they will and they can come into my home. They can't come into my home there. Yep. Their 30-day eviction notice was not up. Well, see, here's the thing though. They shouldn't have been living there in the first place. That's my opinion. If she doesn't have custody, the grandmother has custody, the mother doesn't have custody, that means her children were taken away from her for a reason. So why should she be living under the same roof as her children? To me, I just don't agree with that. People can disagree. We can agree to disagree. I don't agree with that. I will look for that one. There's an updated one on 17th. Okay. I will look for that one too. Satan is infiltrating the minds and going after God, innocent children. I have to do better in protecting my eyes, ears, mind, heart, and soul. Amen, Commander. You go to, I'm glad to be here with all of you ladies. Y'all are so real and sweet. Thank you, sweetheart. I will continue to cover this case. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about something different for true crime, but I will continue to cover this case from this day forward. What time is it? 1 o'clock. Okay. There's some things that I wanted to address. Who's going to be up? Put a 1 chat if you're going to be up. If not, I'll schedule it for tomorrow. Wait, they lived with grandma and then all of a sudden grandma goes out of town and all this happens. Unfreaking believable. You guys put 1 really quick. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm going to continue to cover, like I said, this case from this day forward. If you ever want to send me anything, all you have to do is email me and I will be happy to, once I confirm that everything's okay with it, I'll be happy to show it. This is really sad. It's heartbreaking. This could have been prevented. And I am praying that justice is served here. Obviously, Quinton is no longer here. And it's anyway. I will continue to talk about this case, and I hope things turn out for the best. I pray for everyone involved, but especially the kids. These kids are going to have a hard life. I think Quinton it's like he didn't have a chance. And it is something that could have been prevented. All you had to do was take the children somewhere else. Why would you leave the children with someone that the children were taken away from, and they were taken away from for a reason. So I will continue, like I said, and thank you guys for being here. Thank you for listening to me. I am going to do another live really quickly because there's some things I need to address. So I will schedule it really quick, and if you're up, you can join. Mom tested positive for drugs. She had Sky. Yeah, she did, Gigi. Good to see you, Gigi. Thank you, sis Vicious. Please just continue to pray for the, not only, Quinton, a child lost, a senseless thing that could have been prevented, but then also there's other children too, you guys, that are now in the custody of the state, and that's hard for any child, because when they go to a foster home, they'll be separated. It's horrible. So I will see you guys in a couple minutes, like 10 minutes or so. I'll schedule it. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for interacting with me. Thank you for listening to me. And shout out to everyone who is using their platform for good, and not exploiting this case. They're really trying to bring awareness about this case, because it is so fucking heartbreaking. It's so heartbreaking. Almost like you get stuck, like you're just stuck. Like, this is a 20-month-old baby, a baby, and it happens every day. That's the sad part. This happens every single day. I just read something where a mother stabbed her child. It just, it's this world is just fucked up. Fucked up. Something's got to give. There are too many mothers out here that shouldn't be mothers, that shouldn't never have kids ever. I'm sorry, like, that needs to be sterile. They don't need to have no kids. And if they're going to have kids, they're having kids to be a surrogate, to give their kids away to someone else who is obviously going to be a caring, loving parent. There's so many women out there who cannot have kids. And then you have women out here, okay, and men, taking their own children's life. It's absolutely, you don't understand. You don't understand how it works like that. You just don't understand. So, yes, justice for Quinton. Continue to pray. Thank you so much. Stop bringing these poor babies into situations they don't belong in. This is why I'm pro-choice. Exactly. Teaya, see you and the others back in a bit. Good night to those going to bed. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, Rachel. Or good night to everyone who's going to bed. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys are not going to want to miss tomorrow. This is going to be a very interesting live. The Watcher is very, very interesting case that is still remains unsolved till this day. And it's a Netflix series. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my amazing mods. You guys are great. Thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you for the gift of the membership, Ryan. That means a lot. And I will see you guys very soon. Okay? And stay beautiful. Stay blessed, and remember to give someone a compliment. You never know how you can affect someone's day or how you can make someone's day better just by giving them a compliment. Just by going up to somebody and saying, your hair's pretty, your makeup's pretty, or whatever, practice kindness. You shouldn't have to practice it, just be kind. I love you guys, and I will see you guys in a little bit. Deuces. Love y'all. See you in a little bit. No nails. Don't mind my nails. Deuces.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit, so sharp.